is around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be giving you our preview for Tottenham's clash with Chelsea tomorrow, Sunday, February 26, 2023 at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time. Western Time, it is 5:30 in the morning if you want to get up early and watch the match. It is the 25th match week of the Premier League, so we are getting very close to the end. Just about 13 match weeks left. It is a home game for Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and the referee will be Stuart Atwell. Now let's move on to recent form. For Spurs, our last match was a 2-0 win at home against West Ham United. We played exceptionally well, the goals coming from Son and Emerson Royale, both in the second half, and that was a great performance from us. Son coming off the bench and scoring, and Emerson having a masterclass like he has been recently. Before that, we had a 1-0 loss to AC Milan, which wasn't the worst loss ever. We did play decent. Our midfield of Sarr and Skip were both really good that day, and it wasn't the worst result from there. But the result before was even worse. It was a 4-1 thrashing against Leicester when we absolutely got thrashed. Pedro Porro had the worst debut he probably could have ever had, and Spurs just got completely thrashed at the KP. Before that, though, we won 1-0 against Man City at home, and that's when Kane got the record breaker, 267th goals for Spurs, and he became Tottenham's all-time top goal scorer. Before that, our 5 matches ago, we won 3-0 in the FA Cup against Preston, with Son getting a brace, and the other goal coming from Danjuma, our new signing this January. So, Spurs have had a decent last 5 games. West Ham, Man City, Preston were all really good. AC Milan was so-so. Leicester was not great, though. That was the only game that was not good from us. But next, moving on to Chelsea. Chelsea, their last 5 matches have been pretty poor for them. 3 draws and 2 losses in the last 5 matches. Their last one coming to a 1-0 loss against Southampton, who are bottom of the table. Before that, they had a 1-0 loss against Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. And before that, they had a 1-1 draw against West Ham. Before that, they had 2 consecutive 0-0 draws. The first one against Liverpool, the next one against Fulham. So they've been on pretty bad form recently, and this is going to be a huge opportunity for Spurs to beat them. Spurs sit 4th in the Premier League, 24 games played, 13 wins, 3 draws, 8 losses at 42 points. And Chelsea sit 10th, 23 games played, 8 wins, 7 draws, 8 losses, and 31 points. So, can Spurs be a very out of form Chelsea this time around? And going back to head-to-head, earlier this season, we drew against Chelsea, which was actually a pretty good result for us at Stamford Bridge. Kane got the last gasp winner for us, and it was a really good performance from us. Højbjerg scoring a screamer, which was really good. And there was also that controversy for our first goal and Thomas Tuchel against Antonio Conte. But Thomas Tuchel is no longer there at Chelsea. And then last season, we played them in the Premier League. When we played away, we lost 2-0. We also played them again at home. We also lost that time as well early in the season. That was under Nuno Espirito Santo, and we lost against them in the EFL Cup semifinals. So last season we lost against Chelsea a total of 4 times. So hopefully this season we can turn that around and hopefully get the win tomorrow against Chelsea. But now we're going to move on to team news. For Spurs, we've had the same players injured. Hugo Lloris is out with a knee injury. Bentancur is out for the season with a ACL. Ryan Sessegnon is out with a hamstring injury, and Yves Bissouma is also out with a long-term injury, an ankle injury for him. You've probably been thinking Tottenham have a lot of injuries, but Chelsea do have even more. Armando Broja is out with a knee injury. Cesar Azpilicueta has a concussion. Christian Pulisic has a knee injury. Edouard Mendy has a broken finger, and N'Golo Kante has been out for a while with his hamstring injury. So with all the players that Chelsea have out, it's going to be a big chance for Spurs to win against them. I mean, maybe they're not the most crucial players that Chelsea have out, but Kante, Mendy, they're going to have to start Kepa, who hasn't been the worst recently for them. but they're all missing some players. Now moving on to projected lineup. Forster in goal. No one else other than Forster. He's probably going to start for a while until Lloris comes back. Lloris will probably come back before the end of the season, but I don't think he has that many games left in him. He's probably going to go this summer. Back three of Romero, Dyer, Longley. Two wingbacks, Emerson, Davies. Davies, I feel, did really well against West Ham as a left wing back. We thought he was going to be too defensive, but he did his job perfectly at left wing back. So I want to see him there again. Midfield, Højbjerg and Skip also did really well last time out against West Ham in midfield. And front three, Kulusevski, Kane, Son. So basically the same lineup we went with against West Ham, except Son will come in for Richarlison. And I hope Son can shine in this game from the first minute and on, because I hope Perisic does not, after Stellini will still be in. I hope after last match, after Stellini saw that how Perisic affects Son's performances, I hope he'll start Davies at left wing back, which would be really good for us and really good for Son, because we want to see him back and firing in the Premier League. And we have a pretty strong lineup. We are missing a lot of players in midfield, Bissouma and Bentancur, but we can do perfectly fine without them. Skip is perfectly reliable in the Premier League, like we saw last time out against West Ham. So it's a big chance for Spurs to win. Now moving on to projected scores, I think Spurs can get the win. I think we can thrash Chelsea 3-1. I want to see a Son brace and a Kane goal, and I think maybe I think maybe Enzo Fernandez will get one for Chelsea. But I think Spurs will dominate. Spurs are looking good, and I hope we can win this match. If we do win this match, it'll put us in a really good place. If we win this match, we will go 4 points ahead of Newcastle. They would have 2 games in hand on us, though. That's the only thing. And we would start gaining on Manchester United. But our big focus is top 4. We want to get Europe next season. But if we win this match, it'll put us in such a good place. But that is it for our preview of Tottenham's clash with Chelsea. Like, subscribe, and comment your predictions for the match. And until next time, come on you Spurs!